Love moves like warm water. This is something that it took me a long time to understand. Too long. Most of what we think is love isn't love. It's panic, it's anxiety, it's fear, turning up as romance. Real love, the proper kind, real love, turns up like it moves like warm water. But let me build up to that. For a long time, I thought love was supposed to hurt. And I know, even for me, that sounds dramatic. But honestly, no one ever taught me otherwise. So when I felt sick over someone, I thought, oh, this must be real. This must be proper love. This must be important. If I was losing sleep, replaying conversations, refreshing my phone like it was a slot machine, I took that as proof that I'd found something meaningful. No one ever stopped me and said, Harry, you're just traumatized. That's not love. That's you trying to keep your head above water. That's some weird survival mode that you're in. I thought that love was that tightness in your chest, like you're almost holding your breath all the time, like you're constantly auditioning, trying to be worthy. So when someone made me feel calm, I assumed it was boring, or that something was wrong, or worse, that they didn't quite care. And it turns out that my body, my nervous system, and my brain just didn't know, just had no idea what safety felt like. And that's true for so many of us. Anyway, here's the bit that landed like a brick on my head. Real love doesn't feel like tension. It feels like relief, not the big fireworks moment, just the quiet feeling, that quiet sigh of, I don't have to fight here. Love moves like warm water, not boiling, not frozen, just warm. And because most of us, honestly, grew up around emotional chaos, we confuse chaos with chemistry. You know exactly what I mean. That person who makes you overthink everything, who keeps you guessing, who's affectionate one day and then awful the next, or close one moment and then far away the next. And you tell yourself it's passion. You call it chemistry or the spark or fireworks, but it's not a spark. It's a smoke alarm. Real love feels like walking in a room and feeling your body soften. No performance, no strategy, just you being you. Think about being a kid and riding your bike too fast with your friends, laughing and screaming, never worrying about saying the right thing. That feeling, that weird, childish, screamy joy, unbridled feeling is much closer to real love than the circus act that you've been putting on, that we've all been putting on as adults. It's not pacing your hallway at midnight trying to decode the latest message or the latest silence, like you're doing emotional detective work just to see if someone cares. It's rolling down a grassy hill in the summer, a bit stupid, yeah, but joyful. It's not dragging yourself up an icy mountain in your pants, telling yourself that if you just try harder, the weather will change, they'll just love you back. Real love doesn't ever ask you to perform, it just meets you. And here's something else that I wish people had told me sooner. If you're constantly chasing someone, that's not love. That's you trying to earn what should have been freely given to you. You shouldn't have to prove your worth every day. You shouldn't have to convince, and you shouldn't have to negotiate. You shouldn't shrink yourself. You shouldn't stay quiet. You shouldn't have to build a personality that fits with their mood. That's not romance. That's war. Love is someone moving towards you without you having to beg, without you having to bleed for it. If you reach out in the night, there's a hand there, not a cold, empty bed and the memory of an argument. And I'm saying this as someone who has been on the floor more than once. What you've been defending to yourself and others in your head, that thing that breaks you, gives you scraps, that thing that you keep explaining away, that thing that you're still hoping will finally just click. That's not love. It's habit. It's attachment. Often it's trauma bonding. It's familiar. But familiar doesn't mean good. Sometimes, quite often actually, we cling on to what feels familiar because it feels like home. And if your early experience of love was unpredictable or inconsistent or conditional, then chaos is going to feel like chemistry. Ah, this person makes me feel anxious. Must be love. This person makes me chase. Must be love. I have to work for this. I have to fight for this. No. It's just your nervous system reacting to an old primal story. Real love will feel weird at first. Gentle does feel suspicious when you're used to storms. Being treated well can make you feel uncomfortable. You'll find yourself waiting, looking for the catch, because you've never known connection that didn't cost you a big chunk of yourself. But that discomfort isn't a sign that there's something wrong. It's just your body learning that peace is safe. And look, I'm not pretending, because I know that walking away from the familiar is one of the hardest things in the world. Letting go of someone who hurt you always weirdly feels harder than letting go of someone who treated you well, because the chaos is addictive. But there's a moment, and some of you are right on the edge of it, where you realize, I don't want to live like this. And that's where things start to shift. When you stop trying to resuscitate someone who's been gone for months emotionally. When you stop checking your phone for the breadcrumbs that keep coming every now and then. And when you stop rehearsing every conversation in your head, hoping that the perfect combination of words or sentences will finally unlock them. You can only bring something to life if the other person actually wants to breathe with you. There is a version of love ahead of you that feels like lovely warm mornings, like fresh coffee, someone laughing, not at you, but with you, from somewhere deep and authentic and unguarded. It won't feel like begging. It won't feel like trying. It'll just feel like arriving, not chasing, not performing, not negotiating, just being met. And I know right now it might feel impossible. You probably are convinced that what you had with that person, no matter how painful it ended up being for you, was the one. But love is not this. It's not supposed to keep you on alert. If your body feels safer when they're gone than when they're close, then that's not love. That's your body telling you the truth. So open your hand, let the cold thing fall. Stop calling it love just because you're afraid of what happens when it's gone. You're not losing love, you're making space for it. There is something warm out there, something steady, something that won't make you feel like you're sprinting just to stand still. Love moves like warm water. And when you finally find it, when it finally arrives and you feel it, you'll look back at all these storms and you'll think, that obviously wasn't love, that was just me trying not to drown. The soft bit, the real bit, that starts after letting go. You're all right. Big hug.